So, in order to grasp your thoughts around how can people believe in a fictitious imaginary God with no evidence, in fact, quite a bit of evidence to contradict the belief in God or faith in any one particular religion based on the scientific evidence. But why would they invest themselves so much into a concept that is obviously a man-made construction? Obviously, there's no scientific evidence to support anything as ridiculous as creationism or stuff like that. Doesn't mean that it's not necessarily a god. What that means is the prevailing gods, right? And check you on that. Yahweh, Jesus, Allah, whatever, right? The prevailing gods, according to the literature of man, don't make any fucking sense. Especially when you consider that God only likes certain people and inflicts other people with needless suffering and torture, and babies get thrown in the ditch and die and drowned by their mothers. So where's your God now? He's either never there, or your God is indifferent and doesn't care. You pick, because those are the only two rational options. This is the only two way to go, but people will still say this convoluted bullshit about it's God's will. Oh, it's God's will. Man has a choice. Oh, free will. That is the most circular logical thing. No, it's not. It's because your God is not anywhere near where you think it is, if it even exists. But if it does, it's indifferent towards you and the people you love, and your desires and your prayers go unanswered. Now, doesn't mean you can't be spiritual, right? I mean, what is faith? Faith is the belief in something that is not rooted in logic or reason. Faith is a subjective impression or feeling in our attempt to make sense of what is out there beyond ourselves, but yet has no root in logic or reason because it can't be proven. In fact, there's ample amount of evidence to say that it's actually doesn't make any fucking sense. But somehow, even individuals of high intelligence, even the ones that I respect as, intelligent people, still hold on to these fucking fairy tales. And I used to be a little more aggressive in my opposition towards them, but now I'm really not. It's like I almost just pity them. I almost just like feel sorry for them. Like, really, you still believe in this stupid shit? Really? Like, you figured out this in life, and I got a lot of respect for you in this way, a lot of respect for you in that way, but somehow you just didn't develop critical thinking skills. You just still believe in these fairy tales that were told to you by your parents or by your school teacher, whoever, right? Because if without these outside influences, would you still believe? I mean, if I told you I could levitate this fucking cap, and I told you this from the day you were born, that I had the power to do this, and this is what you need to believe, right? Why in your fucking brains do you not say do it then? Because if I tried, failed. Why? Billions of people just fucking went right over them, right? So, faith is a powerful thing, though. Faith gives people motivation. Faith gives something to believe in that is greater than ourselves without any logic or reason, and that something is important enough to move billions of people. And honestly, seems like the smart monkeys, when we evolved, when we started to gain civilizations, communities, right, started to develop concepts. That's a human feature, right? Try to make sense of our surroundings, try to make sense of shit that there's no way we could fucking possibly know. Like, why are we here? How did we get here? Where are we going? What's the meaning of life? That shit. But yeah, we've built entire fucking religions, right, around this that control billions of people. Around people who claim they know, or people who say they know. Nobody fucking knows. But anyway, so the smart monkeys, what do? Smart monkeys, a little bit smarter, just by a few IQ points or just a few extra bananas in their hands, got together and were like, we need to control these other monkeys. These other monkeys are gonna fuck our shit up, gonna run amok, and then there's gonna be too many fucking monkeys in the monkey kingdom. Only one Donkey Kong bitches. And what did Donkey Kong do? Powers of B said, listen to this fairy tale. Here's Jesus. It's Allah. Yahweh. Keep going. Dalai Lama. Keep going. There's 1,000. 1,000. Just keep rewinding. I threw a May God index in my book of fairy tales quite some time ago. But just plug in a name. And that's what happened. And they work and they manipulate people in that sense. And people believe that shit. Faith isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I got faith that I'm going to wake up in the morning. That's kind of faith, right? I got faith that the people I love, right? And we've all been betrayed here, right? So you already know how that faith has failed us, right? But I still have faith. And the people that I consider that I love now still love me and would support me, and I would do the same for them. There's a certain amount of faith, but when you're applying it to a cosmic level, and you're willing to distort scientific concepts and principles and manipulate your surroundings and pass laws, enforce laws that are based around these imaginary friends and these mythologies, archetypes. That's even giving you the benefit of the doubt. It's called archetypes, because that's almost just saying that it's a subconscious projection and not just delusional fantasies. So I'll even give you archetypes. Where's Carl Jung? Carl? Freud? No? Oh. Carl. Freud has left the building already. He's like, fuck you, you're an idiot. So, we're still dealing with Carl, because he's a little on the spiritual side, mystical side. So, even Carl's like, that's not really what I meant by archetypes, but... So, you think of Satanism, right? And you're like, how is that any different? It's a good question. Personally, I think that name is outdated, but that's going to be for another video. Because Satan is a Hebrew or a Christian archetype, although hardly mentioned in the Bible. It's still, regardless of the Hebrew name for adversary, and it's Carl, don't start with me. It's archetypical connotations. It's still, right, Young? You good? He gave me a thumbs up. It's still a Christian concept, right? And it's still a convoluted roots go way back, right, into Christian mythology. And then if we don't believe in Christian mythology, and I'm sitting here saying, it's all bullshit, but then you're like looking at it like that and going, wait, over there. Or my tattoos, whatever you want to look at. What the fuck? Why do you call yourself a Satanist then? It's a good point. That's a good point. Why do you call yourself a Satanist if you don't actually believe in Satan? Now, I know that there's a good deal of you that understand this question, and I don't really feel like repeating it, except for my definition of Satan is not what your definition is, and I don't believe in imaginary friends, but I'm not an atheist either. My concepts of God are my own. God, the microcosm, the fabric of this universe. It's been called by many names, but it is nothing remotely close to your version of Satan, an evil person that has a pitchfork and kills people in hell, and it's nothing close to your versions of God. You can pick a God. It's nothing close to, well, okay, not in popular mythology. Nothing close that I've ever read. There's some fictional characters that somebody seemed to touch upon, that clearly have a similar impression. But yeah, God is. I do like that concept though of Christian when the Christians say like, or not just Christians, but like religious people, faith-based people say like, God is inside of all of us. He is. I'm sorry, and he. It is inside of us, absolutely, inside of everything. It's responsible for this. We're just manifestations of this. But don't pretend like you understand what it is. That's okay, because you're not going to get punished for your evil doings. Not in the afterlife, if there is one, because there probably isn't. And if there is, your consciousness is not going to be destroyed and recycled like fucking, like a, like this plastic shot cup. It might come back, but it ain't going to come back as a plastic shot cup. It's going to come back as something else. But it's a manifestation of it too. We all are. And it's about time people wake up. It's about time educated people actually start to understand. If you want to believe in imaginary friends, you want to believe in gods, devils, demons, Yahweh, Jesus, Allah, any of these constructs that we have created to help us understand our surroundings and our environment. If you're gonna believe in that shit, great. Just fucking stay away. Like, not stay away, but like, don't let your delusions affect our lives. That's it. Keep First Amendment. What was First Amendment? Separation of church and state. I know it's a lot longer than that, but that's basically what it was. And there's a reason for that. Is because it's about time. But now we still have dollar bills that say, "In God we trust." Really? That wasn't what was intended. In fact, that's one of the main reasons why we left the UK. So, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. I don't expect any promising outcomes of this video, or anything I say for that matter. I mean, once in a while I get an email being like, "Right on, dude, like, you open my eyes to this or that." Hey, you know what? If it's something bigger than I could do myself, and something else, somebody gets awakened by something I said, great, it's awesome, because I hope that they will continue and push the wheel forward, and we will continue this. And I hope people just wake up, and people like, again, I don't hate Christians, I don't hate Muslims, I don't hate anybody unless their belief system has a direct negative impact on my life. Most people, even in the United States, don't, right? I mean, you might have like this politician or this asshole cop or whatever, might affect you in a roundabout way, but pretty much, at least in my part of I don't live in the Bible Belt, but at least in Southern California, which is probably one of the most liberal places you could live. I'm not even a liberal. I'm liberal on some policies, but I wouldn't consider myself a liberal. Either way, far removed from the Bible Belt. There's not a lot. I mean, once in a while, it's like it's not as big of an influence as it was, say, 20, 25 years ago. Yeah, absolutely. 25 years ago, especially, the luxuries that we have, and at least in this part of the country, I can't speak for the Bible Belt again because I've never lived there, but Phoenix, Arizona, Southern California, yeah, I'm not going to have any complaints. I think it's going exactly the way it's supposed to go. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be around long enough to see it get to the conclusion that I've gotten to. But then again, who am I to force my beliefs on you, right? My beliefs are subjective too, even though they're a lot more based in reality, and there's backing to a lot of it. Still subjective. So it's still faith, and now I just painted myself into a corner, right? But I will never impress, or I'm not impressed, but subject you to my personal beliefs and put you under my thumb. But that seems like what almost every religion is trying to do to everybody else, and everybody's God is wrong. And all of your gods are vengeful gods and kill without reason or rhyme, even innocent kids. Leave me out of it. I'm good, but that's my impression. Live your life. Be a good person. Seriously, like, people think Satanist, oh, evil. No. Actually, well, I'm not going to, well, I'll just stop myself right there. But no, I mean, it's, live your life. Love people that deserve your love. Love your family if they deserve it. You know, love your children. You know, try to live a good moral life, not because of your worrying about where you're gonna go, you know, in the afterlife. Don't think about that, because if there is a God that actually cares about you, which there's very little evidence that there is, but if there is a force greater than man, it's a conscious force that actually cares about you as an individual and what you do and your moral consequences and his laws and his right or wrong according to man, and the Bible has been written like 1,500 times. If you really want to believe that shit, well, fine. If not, you live a good life for you. Live a good life because you're supposed to be a decent person, and that's how we've thrived as a species, is because we do have a sense of collectiveness, and we do have our own moral principles that, by the way, we are born with. Right? We're born with a sense of right and wrong. People forgot about it because it's become so convoluted with mythologies and religions and gods and this and that, laws. And you know what? We know intuitively, instinctually, on a certain level at least, what's right and wrong. And the people that don't know, well, there comes stratification, right? These people usually get weeded out because they got bent over backwards, somehow fucked morally, by whatever reason, bad parents or bad genes. Who cares what it is? But yeah, there is a sense of right or wrong, and we don't need to be told what it is, and much less governed our lives or the fucking world's religions around it. Be a spiritual person. Believe in yourself, your loved ones. Believe in something greater than yourself. Just think for yourself. That's it. Don't let anybody, don't believe in anything anybody's ever fucking told you, including me. Think for yourself. You know, find your own way.